Prepare your heart, my child, because a significant offer is drawing near, and it may open before you a road entirely different from anything you once imagined. I do not say this to make you impulsive or to send you chasing after dazzling visions, but to help you become ready to recognize what is truly valuable when it appears. Some opportunities arrive very quietly, offered through an ordinary conversation, a meeting that seems accidental, or an invitation that initially sounds simple. Yet behind that ordinary beginning may stand a doorway far greater than it first appears. The person bringing this offer is not someone you need to pursue or beg for attention. They will recognize within you qualities formed over many years: perseverance, honesty, stability, and the way you preserved kindness even after passing through difficult circumstances. I saw the prayers you whispered in the darkness and the desires you were afraid to share because they seemed too great. You longed for a wider road and a place where the abilities that had been restrained within you could finally be used fully. But after many doors closed, you began lowering your expectations. You told yourself that perhaps you should simply be satisfied with what you already had, not because your heart was truly at peace, but because you feared another disappointment. Yet I did not allow those delayed years to become meaningless. While you believed you were being held back, I was quietly building within you the maturity required so that when something greater appeared, you would not be overwhelmed by its appearance or lose your direction simply because someone influential recognized you. The influential person who is about to enter your journey may possess resources, relationships, or the ability to open roads you have never had access to. But what matters most is not their position, it is the reason they are drawn toward you. They will not look only at visible talent. They will recognize the consistency in the way you live, the manner in which you fulfill responsibility, and your ability to preserve your principles when compromise appears easier. Some qualities are revealed only under pressure, and the very trials you believed were slowing you down have become evidence that you can be trusted. What you overcame was not merely meant to help you survive. It deepened your endurance, clarified your purpose, and taught you to distinguish what is genuinely valuable from what only creates an impressive first impression. When this offer is presented, it may appear larger than your current ability. Old thoughts will immediately speak, telling you that you are not skilled enough, experienced enough, or that you do not belong in that place. Do not believe those voices too quickly. You do not need to know everything before you begin, but you do need a willingness to learn, a responsible spirit, and the humility to receive guidance. I do not open a door because you have already become perfect. I allow it to appear because you have been prepared enough to enter the next stage of growth. Something truly significant will not merely confirm what you already know, it will invite you beyond familiar limitations. If an opportunity does not require you to expand your thinking, learn more, and become more disciplined, it may not actually be leading you to a new level. Even so, preserve discernment. Do not let the reputation, influence, or outward brilliance of another person prevent you from asking necessary questions. A good offer does not fear careful examination. You need to understand the responsibilities, condition, expectations, and values you may be required to face if you enter. Observe whether words are supported by actions, and whether this person respects who you are or is interested only in what you can provide for them. A right opportunity will expand your life without forcing you to betray peace. dignity, or good principles. If you must continually remain silent before wrongdoing, exchange integrity for access, or become a stranger to yourself in order to stay, you must be courageous enough to reconsider. Do not answer too quickly merely because you fear the opportunity will disappear. Someone who genuinely values you will respect the time you need to think. Listen carefully, take note, and give yourself quiet space to view the whole matter. Excitement may cause you to see only the reward and overlook responsibility, while fear may cause you to see only risk and fail to recognize an opening door. Therefore, allow your heart to become still before deciding. You do not need to act from panic. What fits will not require you to surrender your ability to reason. I am teaching you how to receive something great with calmness, because a precious gift becomes a true blessing only when placed into hands that know how to preserve it. This offer may also change the way others see you. Those who previously overlooked you may suddenly become interested. Those who doubted may begin speaking differently. And some may become uneasy when they see you entering a new space. Do not let their changing attitudes determine the way you see yourself. Your value did not begin on the day someone influential spoke your name. Recognition is simply revealing what was built over a long period of time. Therefore, when you are elevated, preserve humility. Do not use a new opportunity to prove that those who dismissed you were wrong. Use it to live more responsibly, serve more faithfully, and open the road for others who were also overlooked. Genuine influence is not found in how close you stand to powerful people, but in the person you become when greater choices and resources are placed in your hands. I want you to begin preparing now. Complete unfinished work. Correct your habits. Care for your health. And learn what you know you still lack. Do not wait until opportunity knocks before becoming someone capable of carrying it. Every disciplined day strengthens your foundation. Every promise you keep, every small responsibility you fulfill, and every time you choose integrity over convenience declares that you are ready for something greater. No one may see this process, but what happens in silence will determine how long you can stand when every eye begins turning toward you. You must also prepare for your thinking to expand. This offer may lead you into a new environment, a larger role, or a collaboration you never dared to imagine before. Do not use the limitations of the former season to measure the possibilities of the new one. What once appeared impossible may simply have been something you had not yet encountered at the right time. When the door opens, you will realize that many limitations were not found in your true ability, but in old beliefs formed through failure and rejection. I am helping you replace insecurity with grounded confidence, not arrogance, but the understanding that you can learn, adapt, and grow when placed in a broader space. My beloved child, remember that an influential person is only a bridge, not the source of your future. Be grateful for assistance, but do not place all your trust in another human being. Every relationship must be viewed with awareness, and every offer must be received with responsibility. If this door is truly right, it will not only benefit you personally, it will expand your ability to do good, help others, and use what has been entrusted to you meaningfully. I have not prepared you merely so that you can be seen. I have prepared you so that when you are seen, you will preserve integrity and remember the days when you walked in silence. Therefore, be ready without becoming hurried, and remain hopeful without losing discernment. What is coming may be greater than anything you once dared to expect. But you do not need to fear its size. Move one step at a time. Listen carefully. Observe over time. And preserve peace within your heart. You did not pass through difficult seasons merely to remain outside the door forever, but to learn how to enter with maturity. When the offer appears, remember that you do not need to become someone else in order to deserve it. You need only bring the honesty, disciplina, gratitude, and courage refined throughout your journey. What fits will not make you smaller. It will expand you, challenge you, and help the good qualities I placed within you become more fully revealed. There are blessings prepared specifically for you, but the doorway leading to them opens when you become willing to obey and return to me what you have been trying to hold through your own strength. This is not because I want to take away your freedom to choose, nor because I require perfection before you can be loved. I simply know that some good things cannot enter a heart still filled with fear, control, and plans born from former wounds. What I am preparing does not demand that you try harder in order to become worthy. It asks you to trust more deeply so that you can receive. Some miracles stand on the other side of the yes you have hesitated to speak. And certain roads become visible only when you stop demanding to see the whole journey before taking the first step. You did not come to these words without meaning. Amid countless noises, weary days, and a mind pulled in many directions, you still paused here because something deep within you needed to remember what circumstances had covered. I do not want you to depend upon an outward sign in order to know that you are loved. But I can use one ordinary moment to touch the hidden place that needs awakening. Receive this moment as an invitation to return, not to the past, but to the truth of who you were before judgment, failure, and pain caused you to question your worth. You are not weak because tears carried you into sleep on certain nights. Tears do not erase courage, often. They simply reveal that you had to remain strong for too long without a safe place to rest. Nor have you lost your way merely because you cannot presently see the road clearly. A road covered in mist is still a road, and I remain ahead of you even when your eyes cannot yet distinguish where your next footstep should fall. You are not the fragments left behind by another person's betrayal. You are someone who passed through pain and still retained the ability to love, who was misunderstood without allowing bitterness to speak the final word, and who fell many times without ever being stripped of the calling placed upon your life. Before you appeared in this world, I planted within you a fire of courage, kindness, and purpose. That fire may have been covered beneath the ashes of disappointment, but it was never extinguished. You believed the storms came only to exhaust you, yet the fierce winds forced the flame within you to burn more deeply. You are no longer becoming strong by pretending always to be calm. You are becoming strong through the ability to admit that you are hurting without allowing pain to govern every decision. You no longer need to prove that you were never wounded. You are learning to let healing transform old injuries into wisdom, compassion, and the ability to remain standing before what once caused you to collapse. This is also why opposition may become more noticeable as you approach a turning point. When someone begins awakening to their value and purpose, everything that once held them in fear will attempt to draw them back. Your mind may suddenly fill with negative thoughts. Discouragement may appear at the wrong moment, or small events may become powerful enough to distract you. Do not immediately assume that such confusion means you are moving in the wrong direction. Sometimes it is precisely because you are approaching a new door that old habits, fears, and voices rise together to make you turn back. Recognize them, but do not give them authority. You do not need to fight every thought. You only need to decide which voice deserves to remain. This is not the time to quit, merely because you cannot yet see results. Nor is it the time to return to smaller things simply because they are familiar and less frightening. Many times, you accepted less than you truly needed. Not because you were unworthy, but because you feared waiting longer. Yet haste often leads you into places where peace becomes the price. I am teaching you to remain patient for what is good. Refuse to cling to what is temporary. And stop calling a choice destiny merely because it briefly relieves loneliness. What belongs to you will not require you to lose yourself in order to keep it. I know you are standing near a release you cannot yet name. Certain bonds within your thinking are weakening. Memories that once controlled your emotions are losing their authority. And fears that made decisions for you no longer possess the same power. Freedom does not always begin when circumstances change immediately. It often begins when you look at the same situation, but no longer respond like the person you once were. One day, you realize that words that once destroyed you can no longer penetrate your peace. One day, you leave what is unhealthy without believing that you owe everyone an explanation. One day, you awaken and understand that the past still exists in memory, but no longer possesses the right to write your future. I will not allow you to walk alone during this stage. I am covering the parts that still tremble with a peace the world cannot create. I am touching wounds you concealed because you believed you had to overcome them alone. Some places within you have hurt for so long that you no longer recognize them as wounds needing healing. You simply call them personality, caution, or the habit of remaining guarded. But I know the difference between discernment and fear wearing the appearance of wisdom. I will not tear down every wall in one day. I will teach you to open one small door at a time. Receive safety gradually, and understand that not every form of closeness leads to harm. If these words touch you, spend one truly quiet moment and speak your yes to me sincerely. You do not need to prove it to anyone. The deepest response is sometimes not spoken before a crowd, but whispered in an empty room. I am willing to be guided. I am willing to release what no longer fits. I am willing to continue even before I can see the whole road. Such surrender does not make you small. It frees you from the burden of having to understand and control everything alone. When you return to me, what is beyond your ability, your shoulders will have room to rest, and your hands will have space to receive something new. I am the one who does not abandon the work begun within you. Although many years have passed, and some promises still appear unrealized, this does not mean that the seed has died. Roots develop in darkness before the tree appears above the ground. No one can see the movement beneath the soil, but that hidden work determines the strength of the fruit-bearing season. In the same way, there were years when you believed you were merely waiting, while perseverance, humility, and discernment were being formed. I deepened the roots so that when the new season arrives, you will not be brought down by the weight of the very thing you requested. Soon, what was cultivated in silence will begin appearing through changes that are small but unmistakable. You will see doors that do not need to be forced, relationships that do not require you to become smaller, and opportunities bringing both growth and peace. When that happens, do not allow excitement to make you lose awareness. Remember the lessons of the waiting season. Continue living humbly, and do not use blessing to prove your worth to those who once doubted you. What I give is not a weapon for competition. It is a responsibility that enables you to live more generously, freely, and supportively toward others. My beloved child, become still so that you can hear more clearly. Open your heart so that you can recognize and lift your eyes above the circumstances before you. What I am about to do cannot be explained fully by luck, ability, or human assistance. It will carry a precision that helps you understand that every silence had a purpose. Every closed door had a reason, and every step you refused to abandon led you here. When the pieces come together, you will recognize my hand in what arrived and in what was prevented. Your portion has not been forgotten, and your journey has not been abandoned. Continue trusting, preserve the purity of your heart, and walk in peace. The season of fruit is drawing near, and when it appears, you will know that I was present in every day when you believed you were waiting alone. You will soon recognize that you no longer view circumstances or respond to change as you did in former days. Where fear once caused you to rush, you will learn to pause calmly. Where uncertainty once made you lose direction, a gentle certainty will appear not loudly, but deeply enough to show you the next step. This change does not come because every problem has disappeared, but because your awareness is expanding. You are beginning to understand that you do not need to let every word, delay, or event determine your inner condition. I am teaching you to stand firmly before circumstances change, so that your peace is no longer raised and lowered by what lies outside your control. This process is not turning you into someone unfamiliar. I am bringing you back to the person you were meant to become before disappointment taught you to doubt yourself, before rejection made you diminish your voice, and before you became accustomed to living beneath the judgment of others. The strength rising within you is not hardness or pride. It is the ability to know who you are without continually proving it, to know where you should go without explaining yourself to everyone, and to know when to advance or step back without being governed by guilt. You do not need to speak loudly to demonstrate authority. A steady presence, honest words, and consistent choices will reveal what I built within you. The life around you will gradually reflect this transformation. Fitting doors may open without requiring all your strength to force them. Right relationships may arrive without demanding that you diminish yourself in order to be accepted. Opportunities that once seemed distant may begin drawing closer. This does not mean that you will not need to work. I still want you to labor faithfully, prepare with discipline, and act courageously. But your effort will no longer feel like a constant battle against everything. When you place your strength in the right location, you will recognize the difference between a road requiring perseverance and a road exhausting you because it was never meant for you. There will be moments when you realize that you have arrived in the right place at the right time through circumstances that cannot easily be explained. A meeting that seems accidental may provide the guidance you were seeking. A brief conversation may open a new direction. An idea arising in stillness may become the answer to a problem that confused you for a long time. Do not immediately dismiss all these things as coincidence. As you move into greater harmony with your purpose, you will become more sensitive to arrangements you might previously have overlooked. I was always placing signs along the road, but now you are quiet enough to recognize them. This discernment will not cause you to know everything in advance. There will still be roads revealed only one step at a time, decisions requiring patience, and questions without immediate answers. Yet, you will no longer face the unknown with the same panic as before. You will understand that not seeing the entire road does not mean you have been abandoned. I remain with you in every decision, in days of certainty, and in moments when you must walk through faith. When a road is not fully illuminated, I will provide enough light for the present step. You do not need to know what lies at the end of the road in order to remain faithful to what is right before you today. Learn to trust the deep peace growing within, while distinguishing it from temporary emotion. Genuine guidance does not drive you with fear that you will lose everything unless you act immediately. It does not require you to betray principles, diminish your value, or ignore obvious warning signs merely because an opportunity looks attractive. What comes through right alignment may challenge your courage, but it will still carry clarity and a sense of integrity. Therefore, do not ask only whether a door has opened. Ask whether approaching it is making you more peaceful, truthful, and responsible. There were days when you felt left behind as you watched others move forward quickly. You saw them receive what you were praying for, enter places where you were still standing outside, and gain recognition while you continued working in silence. Those images caused you to wonder whether you had done something wrong, whether your journey was too slow, or whether you had missed an important opportunity. But, my beloved child, you compared the inside of your story with the outside of theirs. You could not see what they carried, just as they did not understand the depth of the preparation occurring within you. Your road does not need to resemble anyone else's in order to be right. What I intend to entrust to you requires a strong foundation. Certain responsibilities, if given too early, would have overwhelmed you. Recognition appearing before your heart was stable might have made you dependent upon the attention of the crowd. Resources given before you learned how to manage them could have become pressure instead of blessing. Therefore, I used what appeared to be slow months to build what haste could never create. I taught you patience before results, faithfulness without applause, and the ability to keep doing what was right without any guarantee that your effort would be seen. These lessons were not glamorous, but they will keep you standing when greater things are placed into your hands. The endurance you developed was not formed so that you would continue tolerating what harms you. It was built so that you could preserve integrity under pressure, refuse to surrender before obstacles, and avoid exchanging purpose for temporary comfort. Patience does not mean remaining forever in a place whose season has ended. Sometimes, patience means continuing to cultivate. At other times, it means being calm enough to wait for the right moment to leave. I am teaching you to recognize this difference. You do not need to hold everything simply to prove loyalty. Right. Faithfulness always walks with discernment, and discernment will help you know what requires more time and what must now be released. You are beginning to understand that many things that looked like delay were actually protection and preparation working together. Some closed doors prevented you from entering unsuitable environments. Some departing relationships created space for healthier connections. Certain plans failed because they were built from fear rather than genuine purpose. At the time, you saw only loss. But now you can begin recognizing my hand protecting you from what was not stable enough to accompany your future. Protection is not always comfortable, but when time brings clarity, you will become grateful that you did not receive everything you once requested. Therefore, stop telling yourself that you are late. You are entering the very season in which inner preparation can meet outward opportunity. What needed maturity has been refined. What needed healing is being restored. And what needed release is gradually losing power. Continue with quiet confidence. Not because you believe you know everything, but because you know who walks with you. When challenges appear, you will no longer treat them as proof that you chose the wrong road. You will pause, observe, pray, and choose through clarity instead of reacting from fear. You are no longer moving through confusion as before. Even though you do not understand every detail, you are leaving chaos and entering a quiet understanding. You do not need to hurry to explain this transformation to everyone. Allow time and results to reveal it. I am making your footsteps steadier, your voice clearer, and your heart strong enough not to be shaken by every small change. You are ready, not because every weakness has disappeared, but because you have learned not to let weakness govern you. Continue moving forward. My beloved child, the road that once seemed slow was never meaningless. It brought you here carrying the wisdom, endurance, and faith required to receive what is now being prepared for you.